There's a very big problem in the political center right now, and we need to talk about it, using Sam Harris as a very important example.
So I had Charles Murray on my podcast a year ago. It was a book about IQ and success in Western societies like our own. He wrote this book. It had a chapter on race. Undoubtedly, there are environmental and genetic reasons for this. And that is virtually any honest scientist's take on the matter.
The problem is that this is not at all true, and Sam Harris has been taken in by pseudoscience. The argument is rooted in a very basic logical fallacy. IQ is partially genetic, and the biological factors we arbitrarily group into races are genetic. Therefore, some of the differences in IQ between races must be at least partially genetic. That last statement is a complete non sequitur. It doesn't logically follow. And we have a very obvious counterexample with males and females. An entire chromosome is different there, and the IQs are the same. Setting aside that there's no scientific way to define race, reviews of the literature actually tell us that racial admixture studies, racial crossing studies involving interracial parenting or adoption, and especially investigations using more recent techniques of molecular genetics have provided evidence suggesting that the black-white IQ gap is not determined significantly by genetic factors. And group differences in IQ are best understood as environmental in origin. Sam Harris is right to say that there's so much overlap in IQ that it makes no sense to discriminate based on race, but assigning any of the difference in outcome to genetics seems to justify, in some sense, the difference in outcome. This is a comforting notion for people who don't want anything to change, but it's not a claim with any scientific justification.